thank you very much, everybody. It's a great honor to have you at this beautiful house. It's a beautiful house. There's no other house like it. I've seen them all, believe me, and this one is tops. But I'm thrilled to welcome all of you to the South Lawn for the single largest gathering of American farmers that the White House has ever seen, has ever had. And rain or shine, and you don't mind rain, shine. The one thing about farmers, they don't care about that weather. They get out there, it makes no difference. But rain or shine, no one has more grit or greater spirit than the American farmer. We love the American farmer. I just gave you $12 billion. I don't know if you know that or not. You make enough money, it doesn't matter to you, right? But we just provided $12 billion, right, Brett, for the American farmer. You think Biden would have done that? No, he wouldn't have done that. We're delighted to be joined by Secretary of Agriculture, who's doing a fantastic job, Brooke Rollins. Brooke, thank you very much. Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Robert, Bobby. EPA Administrator is doing such an incredible job. He's getting those costs down for you, and he's always protecting the environment, but he does it quickly. A real superstar, Lee Zeldin. Thank you, Lee. Great job. And someone everyone loves, and they love in particular the job she's doing, Small Business Administrator Kelly Loeffler. Kelly, thank you very much. Thanks as well to John Hoeven, Joni Ernst, Pete Ricketts, along with the chairman of the House Agricultural Committee, G.T. Thompson. And I tell you, they're fantastic people. They are warriors. And representatives, Jim Baird, Randy Feenstra, Monica De La Cruz, Brad Finstadt, Michelle Fishback, Mark Messmer, Victoria Spartz, Frank Lucas, Tracy Mann, Zach Nunn, Adrian Smith, and Derek Van Orden. They're all out here. They want your votes desperately, desperately. They're only here for your vote, you know that. But they're here because actually they did a great job. Those were people that were the most, I would say, the most aggressive for the farmer, which is what we want. Other than me, they were right in there. I was more aggressive than any of them. But also with us is the CEO of Tractor Supply, Hal Lawton, who will soon open the company's 2,500th store in honor of America's 250th. Hal, thank you very much. It was great to meet you at the Oval Office 2 minutes ago. I also want to thank the president of the American Farm Bureau Federation, Zippy Duval. I've known Zippy for a long time. Zippy's been with me right from the beginning, right, Zippy? From day one, he liked Trump. He said, well, I don't know, but I just had a good meeting with him. I'm gonna go with Trump, right? That was in 2015. And very special thanks to the proud young parents of two beloved American institutions, Future Farmers of America and 4-H. Two great ones. For 4 disastrous years before I took office, sleepy Joe Biden and the Democrats in Congress crushed America's farmers with the worst inflation in the history of our country. Prices were going through the roof. So bad, it was so bad what they had done to our country, and by the way, in so many other ways too, borders and everything else. But they crippled the American agriculture industry with brutal restrictions and failed to negotiate even a single new trade deal on your behalf. Not one trade deal was negotiated on your behalf during the Biden administration, and we happen to be the exact opposite. We have so many trade deals, we don't know what the hell to do with them. We need more lawyers. But now the American farmers, ranchers, growers, and producers once again have a true friend and champion in the Oval Office. And in my first year back in the White House, farm income has soared by 20% very quickly. I repealed the Biden EPA's ridiculous water restrictions. You had water restrictions that gave you everything but water. Yet it needed a little water. They wouldn't give you it. It was crazy. To keep federal bureaucrats off your land and out of your pockets. It's a big deal. With the help of Republicans in Congress, we passed the largest tax cuts in American history. Already 45% of filers have taken advantage of our new tax provisions with an average refund so far of almost $5,000, a record. In fact, we passed them and people are just starting to see how important they are. It's amazing what's happened. The numbers are, they're reporting that it's much more money than I thought. I tell you, I call it the great big beautiful bill. Is a great big beautiful bill, and it's especially in terms of your tax refunds and your taxes, because it's the lowest tax we pay. It's the biggest tax reduction in the history of our country. It's also the biggest regulation reduction in the history of our country, which as farmers, you know what that means. It means a lot of good things. We made the small business tax deduction permanent, benefiting 98% of America's farmers and ranchers. And thanks to bonus depreciation, farmers can now deduct 100% of the cost of new tractors and all equipment in the first year. In other words, you buy a tractor, you deduct the whole price. Normally it goes over a 38-year period. This is slightly better. You got these tiny little deductions that weren't even worth it. Now you can do it at one time. Only Trump could have gotten you that one. That was a big thing. And in the first term, you know, we had the greatest economy in the history of our country in the first term. We are blowing them away right now. And by the way, we're doing really well in Iran, just so you understand. You know, I mean, how good is our military? How good is our military? Very importantly, we saved 2 million American farms from extinction by virtually ending the unfair estate tax. We've ended the estate tax, or as they call it, the death tax, and you can now keep your family farms in the family. We had a problem. See, these are all people that are clapping that love their children. If they didn't love their children, they wouldn't care about what I just said. But most of you, does anybody not love your child? Because that would be the one person that would have clapped the other way. No, it's a big thing. I would see farmers and they pass away. They love their life. They love it. There's something about a farmer, maybe more than anybody else. They love that. They love the soil and they love their farms, and they'd pass away and they'd have wonderful children, and the children would get hit with this massive tax bill for the value of the farm. Sometimes the farm is very valuable, but the cash isn't so readily available. And they'd go out to a bank and they'd borrow money, and they'd borrow and borrow and borrow to pay the tax. They'd be working for 20 years to pay it off. If they had a bad season, they'd lose their farm. We lost it many, many times. And you'd have actually many, many suicides over it. They would actually commit suicide because they couldn't stand the concept of losing their family farm. And I ended the death tax, or the estate tax, on family farms and small businesses. So I think you're appreciative of that. It was a terrible thing. It's too bad that so many people in the past couldn't have taken advantage of it, because it would have made a lot of happy people out of people that really have had a miserable life. When they lose their farm, they're never the same. They're never the same. And I hope our farmers never forget that every single Democrat in Congress voted against all of the provisions I just mentioned, including the estate tax. And Republicans, all of these Republicans have stood strong and fought hard and gotten it. But the Democrats voted against every single provision that I just mentioned, including the tax reductions and including, frankly, the estate tax. But we delivered. The Republicans delivered for the farmers, and it was not easy because the opposition to farmers by Democrats is very strong. Thanks to our trade deals, you're now sending over $40 billion in American soybeans to China. I want to thank President Xi of China, because we had a deal at 20, and I said, could you do me a favor? It's a big place. Could you double it? And he said, what are you talking about? I said, could you make it 40 instead of 20? And he overrode all of his people. He said, all right, I'll do it. And you got 40 instead of 20. So now you go out and buy bigger tractors. What can I tell you? Remember when that was announced, everybody was surprised. Everybody thought it was going to be 20. He was very good. But the American soybeans are now being shipped to China in record amounts, and we expanded markets for American beef, dairy products, biofuels across Asia, Europe, South America, like we've never had before. Our farmers and agricultural producers do not want handouts. They really don't. The farmers come to my office a lot, and they just, sir, please just give us a level playing field. Others want more than that. They want everything. The farmers want a level playing field, and I talk about it all the time. That's all they want, because you were just the last 4 years before this one, before our great first year. We have records in so many categories, but during the past administration, you were treated really badly, and you were treated badly by the world because you had nobody that cared about defending you. But you want that fair shot and a level playing field, and I'm giving that to you, and I think I'm actually giving you much better than a level playing field. I'm giving you a field that goes like this. Makes it a lot easier for you, the things that we've done. And to further help farmers recovering from the Biden catastrophe, we use money taken from tariffs. The tariffs, we've taken in hundreds of billions of dollars from the tariffs. And as I said, we gave you $12 billion in farm relief. And that happened just recently because you were hurt by certain countries unfairly. And I said you were unfairly hurt, and we gave you $12 billion, and that made up for it. I'm also asking Congress to quickly pass the new farm bill, and today I'm promising to request additional farm relief for our great patriots in the next funding bill. So we have you taken care of in both instances, and we're pushing very hard for the new farm bill. The Democrats fight us. I don't know the Democrats fight us on farm bills, and they always have. They are not your natural politician. Any farmer that votes for a Democrat is crazy. They are brutal on the farmers. One of the Americans benefiting from our policies and new market access is Joel Vyrek, a fourth-generation farmer from Woolwich Township, New Jersey. Joel, he really has a great story to tell. Please, Joel, come up and tell that story.
I just want to say thank you, Mr. President, for the opportunity to speak today and for having this event and inviting us all here. I'm a vegetable farmer from Woolwich Township, New Jersey. We farm a few hundred acres where we specialize in Jersey fresh tomatoes. I do that along with my family. Also, I guess most importantly today, as you spoke about the farm bill, I just urge Congress to pass the farm bill. It's vital to everything that we do. Everything from financing to crop insurance, and it's vital to the USDA and the farm credit system. Also, we appreciate the bridge payments, your policy on trade, everything. It's going to help strengthen what we do. So I just want to thank you again for just everything you're doing to make America great again.
You know, while I'm up here, I'm looking around. I love construction. You see all those nice Caterpillars and John Deeres. We have a lot of John Deeres. That's a big dig. And we're building a ballroom. For 150 years, they've wanted, every president said, could we have a ballroom, please? A room where you could have a lot of people. So when the president of China, France, when somebody comes over from the UK, including the king, we have the king coming over very shortly, and King Charles, so we can have like a large room, because the White House is incredible, but it was never had a ballroom. And we're building, that'll be the finest ballroom anywhere in the world when it's completed. And I'm just looking at the construction. In fact, if you don't mind, I'll walk over there and look for a little while. Then I'll come back and I'll continue to speak. I love construction. I love building beautiful things. But you're going to have something very, really tremendously. And thank you, Joel. And every day we're looking for new ways to support our farmers, reduce your costs, and to help lower the price of food for the American family. Last month, we issued a major new rule declaring that farmers have a right to repair your own equipment. Can you believe that one? And that action will save the typical farmer up to $30,000 on major repairs. I mean, I heard about this. I said, you got to be kidding. You don't have the right to fix. These guys can fix anything, but you didn't have the right to fix your own equipment. We ended that rather quickly, and now you do. And I did another thing, and I'll explain it in a second, because we had a ridiculous Washington restriction called the so-called diesel exhaust fluid requirement. Do you know about that? It was a basic disaster. Today, we're announcing new guidelines drastically limiting these ridiculous DEF rules, saving farmers and consumers billions and billions of dollars. And when I was in Iowa recently, I met a man who was the chairman of John Deere, great company. And I asked him, I said, could I ask you a question? We cut a lot of the restrictions, almost all of them on cars. What have we done for tractors and trucks and different things that you use on the farms? He said, sir, they never got to us. They never did that. I said, well, we're going to have to, that was about 2 months ago. We've worked very hard, and Lee is working on that. It's a top priority. I told him, Lee Zeldin, a top priority. So when you buy a tractor today, you spend 50% of your time fixing the environmental impact statement garbage that's on the tractor. In fact, I buy a lot of things that having to do with farm equipment, where I own clubs and other things. And I said, give me 10-year-old equipment. Do you have any 10-year-old equipment that hasn't been used yet? And whenever they had it, I would buy it, because it was much better than the new stuff, which has so much environmental nonsense on it that it ends up costing thousands of dollars more to produce, and it doesn't work well. Too complicated. And then you'll get somebody that is a farm worker, and he's looking at heavy computerized environmental equipment, and you have where the tractor will turn off if the environmental equipment isn't working. It was an automatic turn off. It did absolutely nothing for the environment. It cost you $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 a machine. And to save fuel, many of you are working over massive deposits of fuel. To save a quarter of a glass of fuel, this much, just a little bit, they'll have 2 extra computers in it that never worked. And I said to the head of John Deere, is this a good thing or a bad thing? He said, sir, you have no idea how bad it is. It's made our tractors so complicated. You need a major degree from MIT in order to turn on a tractor. We want to go back to the old way, sir. And I said, I agree with you 100%. And we are working very hard and very quickly to get rid of the horrible chains placed on tractor suppliers. That's a beautiful tractor. That's a gold tractor. Somebody had me in mind. What's that all about? That's a hell of a tractor. I'm looking at this. That's a good one, too, red, white, and blue. But somebody really hit me with that one. That's beautiful. Well, but so we are going to be, Lee, I think we can say, I know you're in the process, cutting out massive amounts of nonsense that are mandated to be put on your tractors and all of your trucks that costs you a fortune. And I know that they're going to do this, and I asked him, you got to promise me one thing. You're not going to take it in profits. You're going to lower the cost of a tractor. I want you to lower the cost, and if they don't lower the cost, you'll let me know, and I'll have to do a big number in those companies, okay? Because they're going to be able to very shortly produce a bigger, better tractor at substantially less money. It's going to be better. It's going to be a better tractor at substantially less money. It's going to be more reliable. It's not going to be turning off every 15 seconds because a computer went haywire that you don't need. You're going to have a better tractor for less money, but I want John Deere and Case and all of their great companies, Caterpillar, I want all of them. Got a lot of Caterpillars in there all over the place. I look forward to seeing them later. But I want these companies to give it to you in the form of lower tractor and equipment costs. And I think it's going to have a huge impact. And Lee, when you do this, I really want you to mandate to the companies to sell the equipment cheaper, not to get the same price and make a spread of, could be $6,000 or $7,000 a machine. So we'll work on that together, okay? Thank you very much, everybody. I think it's going to be a great thing. We're working on it very hard. So Americans love our farmers, and to make it easier for consumers to choose products raised by ranchers like Michael, we recently announced a brand new food label It's product of the USA. I love that. Product of the USA. We have another one called Made in the USA. That's better for a car. I like US product for the USA. I hadn't heard that, but it's good. They want the USA product. When Americans see those words in grocery stores, they'll know that it was raised, harvested, and processed by the greatest farmers and ranchers anywhere on the face of the earth. You are the greatest. Nobody even close. Just like we have the greatest military, we have the greatest, most powerful military in the world by far. We have the greatest farmers also. Thanks. And thanks to your hard work and incredible productivity, we're slashing the prices of key staples for American families. The cost of cheese, butter, potatoes, and fruit, many, many other products is lower today than when I took office. Eggs are down, as an example, 60% from when I took office. And we have others coming down, and beef is starting to come down. Beef was an amazing thing. I was told by Brooke, I said, I don't really believe it. They wanted to have less cattle in the country for environmental reasons. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what that means? Can you believe it? Who would think of this? These are sick people. No, they want less cattle for environmental reasons. It has something to do with gas permeating throughout the air. And that's what happened. And the number of cattle was way down. I said, what happened? They were mandated, they were restricted for that reason. These people are crazy. But anyway, we got rid of that one too. That was an easy one. If I said this 10 years ago, 15, 20 years ago, people wouldn't even believe what I'm saying. It's like men playing in women's sports. Would you believe we have an argument over that? Men playing in women's sports. Did you ever see the weightlifting record? It stood for 19 years. Women, great women, athletes, they get up there. And then a man came along who happened to transition, and the record was broken by 119 pounds. And he was a bad weightlifter. It's true. He was a failed male weightlifter. He shattered the record. I would say that's not good. So we're bringing all that back to normalcy too. And look what happened at the Olympics. The Olympic Committee, the heads of the Olympics just announced there will be no men playing in women's sports. Who else could have done that? You think that was easy? That wasn't easy. That was not easy. It's probably, they say it's an 80-20. No, I think 99-1 issue, and nobody can find the one. To help lower gasoline prices for farmers and consumers, this week I issued an emergency order to allow immediate sales of E15 and just as I promised in the campaign, I'm seeking congressional action to allow E15 all year round, okay? And I'm trusting Speaker Johnson and Leader Thune, they're two good men. I'm trusting them to find a deal that works for farmers, consumers, and refiners, including small and mid-sized refiners. And they're going to send me a bill, and we should be able to get that done. We've worked with the refiners before, and we're going to get that done. Today, I'm also announcing a dramatic update to the renewable fuel standards for 2026 and 2027. A big problem. What they've done to you is, and the country, what they've done to the country is just incredible. The environmentalists, they are terrorists. They were terrorists. I call them the environmental terrorists, and will now be requiring the highest volumes of renewable fuels in history. These new standards will generate over $10 billion of rural economic benefit, create an estimated 100,000 new jobs, and massively increase our nation's energy supply. It'll come right out of the farms. In addition, to help bring down grocery costs even more, today I'm pleased to announce that the Small Business Administration, that's Kelly, is opening up massive new loan guarantees for farmers and food suppliers, including vegetable farmers, grain farmers, and seed farmers, cattle, pig, and poultry producers, grocery wholesalers, and many more. So if you're in the industry, Kelly, you better get ready. You're going to be inundated, right? It's the first time that's happened. And you know, when they say she's the head of small business, when you add it all up, it's got to be the biggest, it's like the biggest bank in the world or something. It's nothing small about it. But you'll do a job, Kelly, right? Help them out, right? From Texas to Kansas, from Iowa to Idaho, and from Minnesota. Did I hear Minnesota? How is Minnesota doing? What's going on? What's going on in Minnesota with that crazy governor, that crooked, corrupt governor? How about the Attorney General? Do you think he's a dirty cop? You think he's a dirty cop? All right, we'll get Minnesota back. We'll take it back from Somalia. Now, do you believe these people come from Somalia? They have nothing. It's not. They come. Somalia is considered the worst country. It's not even a country, like the worst country in the world. The worst. They come over here, and they steal $19 billion. We'll get it straightened out. It's happening. Our vice president is in charge of a new division. It's called the Fraud Division. You know, if we straighten out half the fraud that took place in this country over the years, we'd have not only a balanced budget, we'd have a big surplus. So we're going to get it done. We're going to get it done. But from Minnesota to Mississippi, we're lifting up our hardworking farmers and ranchers and growers, and we're putting more money in American pockets. We're going to prove that the golden age of American agriculture is right here and right now. And I want to ask, just if you would you come up and say something? Because I'll tell you what, come on over here. This is a great farmer. Would you just tell your quick story, please?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. President. My name is Michael Cliver, and I operate my family's ranch in Westfield, Pennsylvania, Doble Circle D Farms. And the work that you guys have done, it's unexplainable how big it is for the American farmer and the next generation that don't have to headache and don't have to worry about the death tax. It's astounding what you guys have done. It's absolutely spectacular. And also the working family tax cut policies, that allowed us to get my daughter a Trump account, and we can teach her fiscal responsibility, compound interest, and investment, and plan for her future. And it's just absolutely astounding what you've done with that. Also, your energy policies. Up in Potter and Tioga County, Pennsylvania, the gas companies are leasing mineral rights again actively, and that's putting money back into the farmers' pockets up there too. So for all that, I applaud you and thank you, Mr. President.
I'm glad I called him up. I didn't know who the hell he was. He's standing up. You know, he's standing. We went through one, and I said, there's another guy, but they don't have anything about. But you did it. It's an extremely good job you did, huh? Wow. Thank you very much. I do want to say, do you mind if I step over here and just look at that tractor for a second? Because I assume it's a gift to me. That's crazy. It's beautiful. Oh, that is really something. Thank you very much for the gift. I appreciate it. Oh, boy. Can you imagine if I accepted that gift, what they would do? A Democrat can accept. We're not allowed to accept. No, but that's a beautiful machine. We make the greatest machines. That's a beautiful, beautiful machine. I'd like to ask a very special woman to step up. You know, Brooke, I always said, could run any company in the world. She could run these big companies. She's a great executive. And we've talked about it. My wife's actually said, you know, Brooke could be an executive anywhere. That doesn't mean you're leaving, okay? No. But when I had a chance, I said, what about Department of Agriculture? I had no idea that she has like a PhD in agriculture. She went to school in agriculture. I would have put her there even if she didn't. But she's so highly trained, and she loves it, and she loves the farmers just like I do, and ranchers and everybody else having to do with this very special world that you live in. And Brooke has really been a star, and I want to thank you very much and say a few words. Thank you,
sir. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. Sir, the first thing I want to say is when we had that unexpected conversation about this job,
That, of course, was
November
Mr. Trump
21st,
there speaking at
2024.
the White House to farmers. I'd like to welcome in host of News and Views with Joel Heitkamp. Joel, you've been listening to the president's remark. He talked a little bit about everything there. Now, Ms. Rollins is talking. I want to dip in now just to get your reaction to some of the things we've heard the president say.
Well, maybe the first thing somebody should do is tell the president that Fendt tractors are made in Germany. Maybe they're distributed by Butler, but he's sitting there saying, we make the most beautiful things. He wants it as a gift. Maybe he should know where they're made, number one. Number two, I would say that any farmer that steps up there, farmer rancher that steps up there and says the great policies, there's beef coming in from Argentina that wasn't coming in before, and it's getting to be more than what we possibly thought. We don't have the market in China when it comes to soybeans. He blew apart Canada and Mexico with tariffs. And of course, what was mentioned before that was energy policy, which, we're sitting here and because of the Strait of Hormuz, we can't get fertilizer. As far as energy policy goes, what's the price of diesel right now? So you can find anybody you want to suck up to you, but you should maybe do a little homework first.
Joel, we did hear the president talk about renewable fuel standards and how this is designed to help farmers. Yet we spoke to a farmer just before the president spoke who talked about his increase in spending on fuel for his farm and how the bailouts, the taxes, none of that is actually trickling down to many of the farmers we've spoken with.
And it isn't trickling down to people on Main Street in farm country. And that's what's lost in all this. He thinks the answer to this is to take on more debt and to send just a check out to farmers and it's Christmas type of a thing. Farmers use checkoffs. They throw a little extra money in the hat for every bushel that they sell, and they take those checkoff dollars and they go to China and elsewhere with it, and they develop markets. And he blew those markets to hell. And so I'm sorry, but, the farmers I know, do they support the money coming? Sure they do. They'd be fools not to. Are they afraid to tick him off? Yep, they're afraid. But are the policies helping long-term with markets and with development on the farm? No. We've got less farmers today than we ever had before. And instead of farm foreclosures, guys, what's happening is they're just not getting the operating loans that they need.
Joe, the president talked about removing regulations and extra features on tractors to lower costs of production and asked that manufacturers lower prices as a result. Let's listen to some of what he had to say just a few seconds ago.
They're going to be able to very shortly produce a bigger, better tractor at substantially less money. It's going to be better. It's going to be a better tractor at substantially less money. It's going to be more reliable. It's not going to be turning off every 15 seconds because a computer went haywire that you don't need. You're going to have a better tractor for less money, but I want John Deere and Case and all of the great companies, Caterpillar. I want all of them. Got a lot of Caterpillars in there all over the place. I look forward to seeing them later.
Joel, he wants those tractors and things made here because he believes that will be the best bet for American farmers.
Well, then maybe he shouldn't put the one sitting right in front of him whose home base is in Germany. I mean, did anybody do homework at the White House? Not to mention the fact that farmers know that their equipment is reliable. That's not a problem right now. The problem with their equipment is they can't afford it. That's the problem with their equipment right now.
Joel, the administration also released new biofuel blending quotas. How big of an economic boost is this for farmers?
Well, the more we produce of biofuels, the better it is for farmers. The more we get out of the market. No question about that. The more ethanol, the better. But let's also be honest. No president has ever embraced oil more than him. And he's short of oil right now. So the oil industry and the ethanol industry have always been at odds with each other. So I would say today, which one is it? That's all I'd ask. Which one is it today?
Joel, we're keeping a split screen up with you there because if the president speaks again, I do want to be able to listen in and have you react to this in real time afterwards. But Joel, one of the things we keep asking ourselves, where is the disconnect? You and I both know that a majority of farmers support Mr. Trump and his policies, yet they seem to be the ones who are hurting the most, and we hear from them constantly on how the policies, particularly the tariffs with China, are hurting them, particularly our soybean farmers. Where is the disconnect?
Well, it's out of fear. Number one, he's blown apart the foreign markets. So, it was 12 billion last time, not caring a bit about the debt, but it's out of fear. If they tick him off, those $12 million checks, or billion, I should say, those 12, look at there. I mean, it's billion. Those $12 billion checks quit coming. So, I wouldn't tick off my parents if every Friday night when I was in high school, they gave me $50.
Joel, let's dip back into the president.
I just want to thank you all for being here. You're very, very special people. I'll never forget, we won like such a number, like nobody's ever won before. You voted for me. I will never forget that. I'll never forget the friendship, the great friendship that we've had. And we've got a lot more to do, Brooke, and we're going to do it, and we're going to get it done very fast, very, very, very fast. And thank you all for being at the White House. Thank you very much. Bye.
That, of course, is President Trump wrapping up his remarks there on the lawn, speaking to farmers. I want to know if I still have Joel with me. Joel, you heard the president wrap up those remarks there. The president making it clear that he appreciates the support from these farmers. But you and I were just talking before Mr. Trump wrapped up that they're afraid to speak out. Joel, why are you saying that they're afraid to speak out?
Because he subsidizes them. They don't want the subsidization. Let's be clear about that. But when you blow up their markets, when you can't deal with China anymore, when they're not taking soybeans, when you can't deal with Mexico anymore, because he said every bad thing he possibly can about it, they can't sell corn anymore. And corn was that big market for them. He's blown up their markets. So how is he answering it? With subsidization. Are they going to take the checks? You bet they're going to take the checks. Not to mention the fact that and I know that farmers get into a position where it's heritage. I'm a Republican. My parents are Republican. The next group is Republican. And it's something that you just continue.
Joel, last question I have for you there. You speak to enough farmers. You talked about that heritage. There will be farmers you'll speak with who heard something positive there. Speak for them. What positive did you hear Mr. Trump say?
Well, what's positive is most of the farmers are very, very patriotic. If not all of them are very, very patriotic. But when you dig into those details, Argentine beef, blowing up the markets, all of that, when you get the X's and O's, they are honest when you're with them alone. They're just smart enough to know that this president is very vindictive. And you know what? When he's blown up your markets, you need that check coming from D.C.
Joel Heitkamp, host of News and Views on the mighty 790 KFGO radio. Joel, thanks again for jumping in and helping us walk through that today.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.